Alright, what's up YouTube? I've gotten quite a bit of messages asking me how I run my aftermarket amp off my stock radio. And I'm sure some of you do know how it's possible in line output converters and whatnot, but essentially what I use is that, but it also adds back the bass and what it's called. It's MTX REQ. And I thought I would, pop off some of the panels here. So it just pulled into the lot so I can work on it a little bit and also give a demo. So throw another clip up here after I get this panel off, and I'll show you what you got to take off to get the radio out. It's pretty simple, and how you wire up the MTX REQ. Alright, I'm back. As you can see, took that off. It took probably 30 seconds to take off. The little clips, they just pop in. Standard shit. You'll see I gotta take that bolt off, this bolt, that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, this bolt, that bolt, and this bolt, and pretty much the radio comes out, and you'll see that the MTX's REQ is behind it, and then throw another clip after that. Alright, back again, guys. Totally realized that I didn't have to take these bolts off to actually take this radio part out, but just the air conditioning and the auxiliary input stuff for the 12-volt plugins or whatever. So yeah, this pretty much pulls out right there. I mean, you can unplug all these if you want, but I don't really need to. This, if I can get it out, because it's a bitch to get back in, but since I love you guys, I'm gonna take it out for you guys. Alright, so that is what makes all the bass possible in this car. I do a 146.4 on music, and I peak at 35 hertz, which is super low bass, super low. I think it's pretty impressive for some CVRs. I mean, hell, I got them buy one get one free, and then my buddies let me borrow his too, until I save up and get some subs. I'm still debating on what I want. It's still between Phi and AQ, like always. It's always been like that. But I've narrowed my amps down what I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna do a link with another AQ 2200. I'm gonna get either the new 3500 or a Memphis 4K, because I've got a soft spot in my heart for Memphis audio stuff. Not their subs. I think they're a little overpriced, but I'm gonna find a used Memphis 4K. I mean, you can get those for $700-800 used, which I think is a good price. So, and I know they're power hogs, but I like the look of them. They do put out power. And yeah, that's what I have my mindset on now. So back to the REQ. As you can see, it's just the basic one. They sell another one, the 5-channel one, where you can hook up a aftermarket 4-channel amp and then also a mono block for your subs. It's got a low pass. It's got a sub gain. It's got left channel gain and right channel gain for your. You can hook up a 2-channel amp to this, but I don't have one right now. I mean, I could hook up my 4-channel and just bridge them to 2 channels, but as of now I don't. So that's the gain for the left channel, right channel. It's the gain for the sub. The sub gain can go all the way up to 8 volts, but right now I think I have it set in the middle, which I think it's 4 volts. I'm not sure actually what it's set at, but then you got your subsonic, which I pretty much have set around 30, maybe 25, 30, and then also my low pass frequency, which is probably around 80, 90. You can't really tell. I mean, it's only got 3 numbers here. I don't know, you probably won't be able to see it, but it's got a 40 right here, a 70 up here, and then a 200, and it's in between the 70 and the 200, a little close to the 70 obviously, but. And then down here, it's called a bass enhance, little switch right here, and you can turn it off, or you can set it to come into effect after the amp, with your stock radio amp. Your stock radio is considered an amp, or before the amp, which I set it to, I believe, I can't really tell it. Can't really tell, but I think it's before the amp. It might be after. I can't really tell. Oh well. I mean, it's fun to play around with it. I've gone from after amp to before amp, and there's no difference. So I'm not exactly sure what it does. I don't really care as long as this thing works, which it does. And as you see here, Hopefully get enough light in there. There we go. This little black thing, that plugs into the MTX REQ, and then it's got these wires that come out the side here. These two extra wires, these are, if you have a car that has like a stock subwoofer, you would connect these to the subwoofer speaker wires. You just tap into them. But since I don't use them, so I didn't use them at all. And you just got your regular, you know, left channels, your right channel, your left rear, and your right rear. Your remote turn on, your power, 12 volt constant, your ground. I forget which one's which. I don't have the paper on me. The blue's the turn on. I believe the red's the 12 volt constant, and the yellow is the ground. And the rest are, you know, you just tap into your original factory speaker wires, and it converts that signal into an RCA output, which is on this side. So this RCA runs all the way back to my amp. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a great device. It's a little hard to work with behind here. I wish I didn't put it back there, but because, you know, every time I want to mess around with it, which is quite a bit, I have to take off all these screws, but I get to hide it, so that's a good thing about it. So those RCAs run all the way to the back. It's a little messy back here because I let my friend borrow my amp, my AQ 2200, and I threw this Kicker ZX1000 back here. And you see the box barely, and the wire's a little messy, but I'm running the Kicker at 1 ohm, and the thing gets nasty loud, so it gets ridiculous loud. So I'll do a demo for you guys, but if you guys have any more questions, just tell me. I probably wasn't too thorough about this, but it's really, there's not much to talk about. You tap into your factory speaker wire, and you tap into a 12 volt constant, you ground it, and you run the remote wire back to your amp, and it converts the signal into an RCA, and it adds back all the bass that's taken out by the radio. So it's not just a line output converter, which just would convert the signal and it wouldn't add any bass at all. It would just convert the signal and that's it. This converts the signal and adds back the missing bass. So, I mean, it's a great buy. It was only $70 off Sonic Electronics, and it's factory authorized or manufacturer authorized dealer, and got it for a steal, man. So you guys should look into it if you're looking to keep your factory radio. I know there's a lot of cars now that have like the motorized double DIN factory radios now, and it looks cool and awesome, but you want to add aftermarket amps, and you're like, what do I do? Well, you can get this thing, or you can look into a Rockford 360, or you can look into a JL Clean Sweep. Out of the three, this is the cheapest, so, and it works great. So alright guys, I hope that did alright for you. I'll do a short demo after this in a new video. This one's getting a little long. Alright guys.